Have you ever felt your heart racing, your thoughts spinning, and you couldn't explain why? You are not alone. Anxiety after 50 is more common than most people realize. And yet, many of us suffer it quietly, thinking something is wrong with us. But here is the truth. Anxiety is not weakness. It is your body's alarm system asking for attention. Today I'm joined by Dwayne from the Alchemist Lab, and together we are unpacking what anxiety really is. Okay, welcome to Thrive. Dwayne is our special guest today. He's from the Alchemist. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, hi there. I'm Dwayne. I'm the founder of the Alchemist Lab, where we help people to regulate their nervous systems and we communicate directly with the unconscious. I do a lot of audios for those people that can't do a one-on-one or first would like to try it, especially for your people. It's a very good start to start with a nice audio in the morning and a nice audio in the evening. I thought what I'll do is I'll compile a nice little audio for your people. If you want it, you can share with them for free. It's about 7 to 10 minutes.
Yes.
And they can just listen to it in the morning as they wake up, and then in the evening as they go to bed, before they fall asleep.
Okay, does it help sleeping?
So what I'm going to send you is a nervous system reset. So it's going to help for those people that struggle with anxiety, especially.
Okay.
So yes, it's going to help with the sleep as well.
All right, that is very interesting. Now tell me about the anxiety that you treated in your business.
There's so many people that struggles with anxiety nowadays. It's one of the biggest problems. If you go on all these health forums, you'll see it's one of the biggest problems is anxiety and overthinking, especially with men. I'm not excluding women. It's just especially with men, it's a problem because they feel like it's something that they don't need to deal with because they're men, right? Men are not supposed to have these problems. It's anxiety is for women. It's not really for men. So I find a lot of men are coming forward now. A lot, yes, which is great.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic that they acknowledge their problems.
Yes, that's it.
Especially previously, in the Afrikaans community, we have men don't cry.
100%. I've got a few clients like that. I've got one gentleman. His biggest problem, he went through a massive traumatic experience, right? And when we went to the core of that problem, it was actually not the trauma. It was because he did not have any support. His dad would tell him, no, you're a man. You need to go work. You don't need to worry about stuff like this. Anxiety is for your mother. And that caused him 10 years of panic attacks just because of that.
Yeah.
So it shows you how important this is.
It is important. You know what? When my husband was in hospital, he's got sleep apnea. And they did a test of him, and those tests that they put all these sensors on your head. He had a full-on panic attack. He couldn't handle that. So it is a thing of there is some people that really have anxiety and panic attacks because of certain unresolved issues.
100%. Correct.
Yes. Okay, now I am quite curious. You as a therapist.
Yes.
I know psychologist has a certain buddy or buddy psychologist that they usually use as a sounding board to also get relief of all the things that they hear. Is that the same case with you?
No. So the difference between a psychologist and a hypnotherapist is in psychology, it's talk therapy, right? So you talk through the problem. And my view is if you can talk through the problem, the person with the problem would have done so long ago because they themselves know the problem, right? With hypnotherapy, we go and we find the actual root cause of that problem. And because we communicate with the unconscious, it's very quick and easy to do. It's to give you an example. If you had to drive with your car to me, right, and you get here and you tell me that you've got a puncture,
Yeah.
Is it needed for us to reverse that car and go find out exactly where you picked up the nail? No,
No. Mm-mm.
that's psychology.
Mm.
Hypnotherapy is let's take out the nail now and fix it now. That's the biggest difference between psychology, talk therapy, and hypnotherapy.
Okay. Yeah, that make absolutely sense, and I'm sure it's quicker to resolve.
Yes, yes, definitely.
How many patients or do you have? Because I'm sure that you also call them patients.
Yes, I see them as my patients. I've got about 12 on my books now that I'm working with
Mm.
every week. And
Okay.
then obviously new ones come on board. Most of them, they first start with the audios. They first want to try it out. So they first take the audio, and it's a nice way to gently ease into the process. That's normally the start. Just like I'm going to do with you, I'm going to send you those audios so your people can first try it out to see what it's like to
Yes.
have an experience of it and not just read about it, right?
Okay.
But yeah, to answer your question, I've got about 12 clients at the moment that's been with me for a while.
Well, that is fantastic, and I'm sure you are growing quite a lot.
Yes, look, I've been doing it for a number of years, so
Mm-hmm.
I've helped quite a bit of people. And something that's quite interesting is what I find now is got two families
Yes.
that's coming for therapy where it's the entire family. There's so many problems out there that's just unresolved, and I find this is the time for hypnotherapy to shine for sure.
Okay, yeah, and you know what? We also are living in a country that there is quite a lot of anxiety and stress.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, now I will tell you what I am doing. I have started Thrive because I absolutely believe that you can motivate people what to do and how to connect with other people. I think the easiest example is going to church, join the community, be part of the community. And that is my whole purpose. I want to motivate people to do something. They can start their own businesses after 60 if they want. I try to motivate them.
That's excellent. So you're another force for good in this world.
I believe so, yeah.
That's great. That's great. I want to connect with all those type of people, so
Yeah,
that we can holistically help these people, right?
that's
Because I
correct.
find there's a lot of therapists and people like you helping people that is doing it more for themselves,
Mm,
and they want to keep their people, they want to keep their patients and their clients. This is my client.
yeah,
Whereas I think it's better if we can share. We can share
absolutely.
because you bring something to the table, I bring something to the table, and then that person or patient finds that it's better if it's holistically given
Mm,
to the person, right? Instead
yeah,
of just one modality. Let's
exactly.
let's let's cover it from a bunch of different modalities.
Yes, that's correct. And I
Yes.
think it's absolutely fantastic that what the type of work that you are doing because you help people in a different way that I do.
Yes, and I find especially for your viewers, the more mature people, right?
Mm,
Especially with them, anxiety gets more as you get older, as you know, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and one of the biggest reasons for that, I believe, is when you're younger, you try to build certainty. Your future is certainty. You build on certainty. So you're building this future for yourself. You're at work, you're part of the community, you feel like you're giving you're helping the community. And then as you age, that certainty sort of gets replaced with anxiety because there's
yeah,
no more certainty. There's no more, you're
exactly.
uncertain of what's happening tomorrow, right? And the
Yeah,
person starts feeling that they're not really needed in the community anymore. They've given their service,
mm,
and now, you know what, now I can't give any more to this society or my community, and they sort of feel like I'm worthless.
yeah, because that structure is taken away from them. The whole problem is most of us, our work is form part of our identity, and now
That's
that
correct. And as
so
soon as that's taken away, it
that
feels like that part of your identity is taken away, and then how do I deal with that?
that's correct. Yes.
Yes, and the people don't know how to, right? People get anxious and they don't know what to do with it. One of the biggest problems is the people identify with it. So as soon as they get anxious, they would say things like, I am anxious.
Yeah.
Then you're identifying with it. You're making that part of your identity then.
Yeah.
Instead of rather saying, I am feeling anxious now.
Yeah.
But this too will pass, right?
Yeah.
You can't change the storm,
No.
but we can maybe get a bigger umbrella and stand in that storm and wait for it to pass and the sun to come out again. I can give you some ideas that your listeners can maybe try out when the next time they overthink or get anxious.
Yes, please.
The first thing would be what I just said, is not to identify with it. So when that feeling arises, it's okay. It's not your enemy. It's also not you.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a feeling. So instead of identifying it, so number one is don't identify with it. Just say, I am feeling anxious now, but this too shall pass. Right? That's number one. Then number two is breathing.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help you to get you grounded so that you don't spiral. Because look, as soon as you entertain that anxious thought and identify with it, you're going to start spiraling down in that experience and you're going to be anxious. So what you can do is, as soon as you feel it, you don't identify with it, you start with your breathing. Is you take a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose.
Yeah.
And then you breathe out slower than what you breathed in.
Yeah.
And you take a slower breath out through your mouth.
Okay.
Right? Then you do that 3 to 4 times. And that's going to help you to regulate your nervous system. Because what you're doing is you're telling your nervous system, it's okay to feel this anxiety.
Yeah.
But it's not a threat.
Okay.
The nervous system is still okay. But if you spiral down and you entertain that anxiety, it's going to affect your nervous system. So that every time that happens in the future, you're going to spiral down that same anxiety. Okay. Because remember, the mind follows the body, not the other way around.
Yeah.
You feel the anxiety first, and then those thoughts come.
Yeah.
So if you can regulate the body, you regulate the mind.
Okay.
Okay, that's another good way of doing it. Once you get used to that and familiar with that,
yeah,
you can go to a more advanced step, which would be to try and get yourself into a different state. So once you start feeling the anxiety, you didn't identify with it, you did your breathing, then you start to think of another time in your past where you felt the opposite to that anxiety. In other words, you felt confident.
Yeah.
And you felt grounded.
Okay.
Right? And you think of that memory, because that memory will eventually change the feeling within you.
Okay, that's safe space.
That safe space. That's then your new default control space.
Okay.
Right? And the more you can do it, in the beginning, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Because remember, you got to now learn how to surf the wave.
Yeah.
We can't change the wave, but we can become better surfers.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what you're basically doing. You're going to change that feeling into a more grounded, confident, safe space. And then you sit with that. And you just watch it. You just observe it. You don't identify with it. You just observe it. And eventually, after the third, fourth, fifth time, your body, you actually taught your body a better way to deal with these feelings, these anxious feelings.
Okay.
And your nervous system will be more regulated. It takes a long time. Remember, it's just your unconscious trying to safeguard you. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But the behavior comes out differently. The behavior could be depression, anxiety, overthinking, but the intention is always safety. So just knowing that makes a bit of a switch already. Because now you know there's nothing wrong with you. It's actually your body trying to keep you safe.
Okay.
Because something in the past happened, you couldn't deal with it. You might not have the right resources, or you couldn't access your resources, because we all have enough resources. We've got a lifetime of experiences of resources within ourselves, right? Yeah. We just need to access that. And that's where hypnotherapy comes in.
Okay.
because I know how to evoke those experiences and those resources within you. Because if you really think about it, you've got so many resources.
Yeah.
You had to learn as a baby, you had to learn how to crawl.
Yeah.
No one taught you that. You had to learn how to put the one hand in front of the other.
Yeah.
Then you had to fail a few times.
Mm.
Then you had to learn how to stand up slowly,
Mm.
find your balance and not fall to the left or fall to the right. Right? Then you had to learn how to spell, how to read and write.
Yeah.
How do you write the A, the B? Which side does the circle go? To the left, to the right? You had to learn all those things. I know how to tap into those resources that you've got, a lifetime of resources. And especially, here's the thing, especially for people older, they've got a wealth of resources. Because you don't only have 20 years of experience, you got 50, 60 years of experience. So you've got more resources than the younger generation.
Yeah.
Right? So we can tap into those resources. And as soon as we do that, that anxiety dissolves by itself.
Okay. Yeah, because you find the problem.
You find the problem. And funny enough, the solution to any problem always piggybacks on the problem.
Okay.
Because you created the problem.
That's true. Many times it's all in your head.
It's all in your head. So you've got the solution. And that's what we do at the Alchemist Lab, is we help you to find the solution to your own problem yourself with your own resources.
I can't say, yeah, it's better than psychology, but it is a different way of resolving your problem.
Different approach. That's why I say it's always better to approach it holistically. So if you work with a psychologist, it does not mean you can't find other resources as well. Yes.
Yeah, that is very interesting and very informative. I thank you very much for the time that you have spent to us.
I just want to say thank you to you. Thanks to you. And your people can find me on Instagram, on the Alchemist Lab.official.
Yes.
I've also got a landing page, which is the alchemist.lab.site, where you can find some more information. And then that's where they can get hold of me.
Thanks for your time. I
Thank you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you are feeling anxious right now, please hear this. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are human. Anxiety is not a sign that life is falling apart. It is a sign that something matters to you. Your health, your future, your family, your purpose. And here's the truth. You have survived every difficult moment in your life so far, and you have handled uncertainty before, and you will handle it again. One breath at a time, one step at a time, one day at a time. Because life after 50 is not about avoiding fear. It's about learning how to walk through it. Because life after retirement is not about stepping back. It's about stepping into who you were always meant to become. Thank you for watching.